you should have a page like this. So you're going to think of a name, and we're just going to practice on the text and involving image work within, yeah? Press the type tool and type what it will be. So the one that I'm working on is called Wait a Bit. So I'm going to just give it to you. Wait a bit, okay? And you can just double, let me put this aside, sorry, minimize that. Wait a bit, and then you'll see here. So those who are new to Illustrator, it's very similar to Photoshop on the layout, on how it looks like. So you will see the layer composition box here on my right, and to you it might be the left. And this is where you will see where the layers are. So you see it's got layer 1. If you press this little arrow here, it will show you what's on layer 1. So that's basically your design. You can call it design. Okay. So right now it's telling me that on my design, I have a type and it says wait a bit. Okay. Right there. So what we're going to do is change the word. You're going to change your size. You're going to change the typography. So this is the one that I've used, is balloon drop shadow. If you're trying to download a type for it, you can go to find more here. Okay. I hope everyone's with me, or if I'm going too fast, let me know. You can go to find more and it'll give you much more types that you could use, but you can't use them automatically. So the only way you can use them is once you download them. You can download them from your creative Adobe packages or straight from this file. So you just press it and download it. So if you want this one, I will press activate, and I'll say, okay, yeah. So it activates it, so it will go onto the fonts page, yeah. But for now, I'm going to use balloon drop. Many of you will think, oh, this is very easy. I've just put in the name of what I want this business to be called, and now I've got a logo. But I won't say that it's not, I won't say it's good enough. So basically what you've done is just written your word, and you've just got a formatted text and just changed it. So another way we can do this is just double click off. You can, so double click on, you can go to object and expand. If I go to this pointer tool, selection tool, it only allows me to select the whole bit. But what I want to do is mess around with the logo and change this, mess around the logo and change the writing, so I can expand the I or increase the T any way I want. So we're going to do that by selecting another pointer tool, direct selection tool, and you'll see let's zoom closer here. Zoom closer. Let's go to this A. You will see that there are points and paths. So let me tell you what these mean. Okay. Okay, so each dot or each point here is the anchor. Okay, so I'm going to show you that using a pen tool after, but let's do it for this. So this point is the anchor, and the path to the next point is the path. Okay, and when they connect, it's like the intersect. So they connect, you just press enter and they will connect. Another thing that you could do with these path and anchor points, it helps you manipulate your path. So you can decide if you want it to be curved or you can make it be sharp. It's very tricky when you start, but when you get the hang of it, you will understand, okay, I can curve this curve, I can make this like this. So what we're going to do now is just play around with your anchor points and your path tools. So we've selected direct selection tool. Direct selection tool can only work when you have expanded your design, okay? So when it's not expanded, it won't show your points or your paths and your intersect section. So you need to expand your image or your all your writing in order to manipulate the text. So let's show you what it does. So if you double click or move it, you're able, can you see? I can stretch it out. That's only one anchor point, yeah? To do, and then bring it back forward. Okay, so for instance, if I want this A to have a bigger black stroke, let's come out of it. Let's show you what I'm doing here. If I want the A to be like that, but I don't want it like that, obviously, it's not good enough. I can manipulate them like this. Yeah, so you can manipulate it any way you want. Any way you want. But what you can also do is with these handles, you can curve them the way you want it to. What I want you to do with your text is to choose one letter of your logo. You'll find that logos, they range in different sizes. So most logos, you won't really find a logo. You do find some logos just straight like this, but some logos, they put the A on top of here and put the B below. So we're just gonna play with that for a moment. So I'm going to double click, what's it, selection tool here. So it's just the same way as well with Photoshop, edit, copy, edit, paste. And I'm going to play around with them both, okay? So you're going to change these letters around, okay? So for this, for instance, it says wait a bit. You can expand the I, okay? Expand the I. You can also use your direct selection tool and expand areas of your stroke or your fill. So you will know that this black thing, the black semantic is the stroke, and this is the fill, okay? This is only for the type I chose. So my type was called balloon. You all might have a different type. So it might be called something else and it might not need a stroke or a fill. So what I want you to do is play around with it. Once it's expanded though, make sure that, and just change a letter to something completely different. You can delete an anchor point, something that you might not want to be there, and you can just delete it, just like that. Deleting the anchor points make it better to arrange a design. So you can just do that. See here, I want to delete this one as well because I don't think I need that one. And use the handle to go in. Okay. If your writing is not curved and you're looking to do an abstract piece of work, you can also change the curves of a path to it being sharp. Okay. And the way you do that is changing your pen tool into this anchor point tool. So it's got, what I'm saying is anchor must change and be converted to this. So you'll see, let me zoom in. 1 minute, let me just show you how it used to look like. So it's curved and I'm going to convert it to a sharp edge. So I'll just press on the anchor point and it becomes sharp. Curve, sharp, curve, sharp. Okay. So we're going to go slowly. I think I'm going a bit too fast. So what I want you to do is take out one letter of the logo that you've put together and change it, rearrange it, just using your pen tool and a direct selection tool, one of the letter, and just keep that aside, okay? And then we're going to build the logo up by changing the arrangement. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Okay, so here you're saying you've got the anchor point. So let's take this out. Let's see. So here, just imagine this T and we do see this. Is this what you're talking about? So it's got all these anchor.
Yeah, but it's on all of the letters, not just, you know, the
one. Okay. So what you have to do is click on one. You can highlight one like this, put a box around one of the letters. Or there's, so that's one way. And another way you can do it, if you do this, you can isolate one of the letters, like, oh, this is not it's here. Isolate it by clicking this. You can isolate one of the letters, yeah?
Yeah, I've got one letter. Okay, and
yeah. And you should be able to move that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's it. Another thing, I don't think I've actually shown you all. So another thing, if you've got two wordings and you don't want to work with this top here, but you want to work with that top, you can isolate it. Isolating means basically I'm working on everything here and not here. So this is to the background for a moment. So every work that you do will only affect these wordings and not that. So that's how you isolate. And it's just a double click using the group selection tool, yeah? You've got your weighted bit selection and you do that. Okay, so your object should, your writing should look way different than just a, you know, ordinary text. It needs to look different. So if, for instance, if we've got, no, it's not that one here. If we've got the A, this A should look way different than the rest. Not just making it big and small, but it will look way different how it's meant to be. And another thing that you could do to make it look more different is you can change your colors, and that's the same way in which you will do in Photoshop and also InDesign. You double click on the black, you can choose a color in a selection, or you use your picker to choose more options. So as I want to show you so much other things today, I'm going to just choose an option here, and it has allowed me to change my writing, my fill to pink. Take one of the letters and transform it. You can either scale it or, see, it's gone back to here. You can scale it bigger, or you can mess around with it using the direct tool, which gives you the option to change your anchor point. So I'm just going to do this part for you. So I'm going to minus some anchor points, actually, just quickly. Minus some. So as I minus it, it's just cutting down the black. Don't worry if it goes like that. Okay, and then I'm going to get this direct tool. So I've just added a bit more, Fatima, yeah? Bear with me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so you can make it be different. Like that. Don't worry about that, because I'm just going to pull this down. And everything is about composition as well. So don't think that you just make something, I could just make it quick and easy. It's about composition. So I can use that anchor point and put it here. And also I'm going to put that here, okay? So it's already changing things already, okay? If I don't want this to have a sharp edge, again, I'm going to my pen tool and converting the anchor point to a curve, yeah? The curve also gives you handles. If you look at the top here, you can make it have a handle. So it's converted it here, it's converted it there. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in a bit more, sorry. Convert to, okay. As you can see, I've curved the edge, and here I'm gonna curve the edge. And the handles, let's make it different like that. So the handles just make it different, okay? So that's not it only, I'm just gonna just do this like that. Okay, let's go back so you can change the color. Okay, this is how you change the color. You select the group, select it, or it doesn't need to be group selected if you want to. Group select it, go to the color down here, the color box, and can choose which color you would want and press OK. And the other way is the quick selection tool. You can select this bit and do the same and choose the color that you will want. Yeah. So that's just the A that I've done. And then you could do it with all of them. So if you don't want that weight to be, you want this weight to be another color, you can select it all like that. So to select all of them again, you do it like that and you choose the color. Another thing that popped up, and I don't know if you've seen it, what happened was, if you look on this box here, it's got question. So don't be alarmed where it's got a question mark in a box. What it's saying is, you know what, there's 2 different ranges of colors. So not all the colors are the same. So be careful, but it's basically warning you, you really want to change all the colors or not. So because this colors are green and that colors are black. So don't be alarmed when you see a question in the fill box. Yeah, so you just choose the color, press OK. Again, if you don't want the weight and the bit to be the same and you just want to single out a letter, you can directly select that and then choose another color, double click, or you can get from there by double clicking or the top here. We're going to include images.
How have you grabbed the image? Is it edit, copy, edit, paste? Or?
So for me, I've actually dragged the image from the internet and dropped it into Illustrator.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've got Microsoft Word, I think you can also do the same. So drag the image and just drop it inside, or click on the image, go to the top and go to I think it's edit, you know, not in Illustrator or thing, it's in your web server, and then go to save as. It should do it that way. So this looks very realistic, and if you look at your text, it's not realistic. You know, it's very graphical. It's been worked on. So we can make this image look graphical by image tracing it. So I'm going to look at what happens when you image trace a image. So let's pick this one. Okay, so you go to image trace, but don't press image trace, because this is what happens when you press image trace. It just gives you kind of black and white. So this is what happens when it's image trace, but you don't want that. I want you to go down to your arrows. You don't want too much colors, so I'll go for 6 colors, and then you want to show you what happens to your image. Have you seen the changes? What happens to the image? I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom. Do you see the difference?
I like that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a, but with this, so what happens is telling the image to take out 6 colors that can work on this image. Yeah, and it's 6 colors based within the image, and they just draw it out and it becomes cartoonized. I think if you're going for a logo and you've done this type of graphical logo and you're trying to put in kind of image work, it never works when you've got this graphics and reality. It just doesn't blend. So what you have to do, you can either make your text more realistic by not having these bright colors or so, or what you do is go for a graphical image of your artwork. Okay, so it's not finished yet. So you've got this and you've got your logo. Let's come. And now you want to work the 2 together, so you can work off board and on board. Okay. Okay, so you've got the image and you're happy, just about happy with the image, and you think, actually my logo's got pink in there, or it's got green inside. How am I going to, let's put this here, let me bring it forward, sorry. This is how I put my text above. So you just lift the logo on top. How am I going to make sure that this logo fits neatly? What you could do is change your colors. It doesn't actually look too bad, to be honest, but we're gonna do that. So you can change your color. You can directly select on the area as well. So just do this like that. And we'll select, same, fill and stroke. So everything that's the same color will be this. You can get your picker and choose a color within this to change that color, or you can go to this and choose a color. Okay, so let's come out. Okay, obviously I don't want it to be like this. It's just for you to understand and get to know. So you select on areas, go to select, same, fill and stroke. So basically everything in the image that is the same color and the same stroke, Illustrator is going to select it for you to then customize to another color or another stroke. Okay, so I've chosen to, if I wanted to, I can fill in this color with orange, and I can, if I wanted to, I can put a stroke on, but I know that won't look nice, so I leave it like that. So you can have your images that you're using for your logo outside the artboard. You can also set up your own color arrangements. So what you do is just make little boxes. Oops, it's not allowing me to make. You can make little boxes, rectangular tool, or you can create them using the shape pattern, and you can put them on the side and fill in your boxes, your rectangular tools, with color. So that can be done. Let's just probably give you an example like that. And if we get the color, the picker, you can just pick out the colors. So this is good for when you are designing for a customer, or it could be you're designing for yourself and you need to get it printed and they might not understand the color that you want. It's always good to show people the color arrangements in your design. So this is what you will do. You will make a little box. It doesn't have to be box. It depends how you are as a designer, and you might not want a box. You might want circles, but you just pull out all the colors that you're using and create on a box. So this is what you do outside of the artboard. If you're presenting this, you can pull there and let's make that smaller. If you're presenting it, so you can put it on top like that and name your color arrangements that you have. Is a benefit, and if any problems were to occur with your manufacturers or your printers, or if you're working with a company and they say what colors you use, it's a benefit to have this. So you go like that, and you can find out the color code by copying this, the number, and put in the numbers underneath too. So this is where the number is. You can copy the number and you can put your number also on a presentation. Yeah. If you are good at doing bubble writing, or even if you're not good at doing it, you can just start doing the W yourself, doing things yourself, make your own font, stylize it, and impress, make it better. So you can do things yourself, and that actually makes things better and a better look. So you can start making it up in your head. Okay. And then I just want you to just think about drawing your own thing. So we can do like that. Yeah, and I'm going to position that underneath. If I just go underneath here, I think it was that one. So what I'm going to do is position it underneath, so it's there. I want you to get used to doing your own designs. Okay, so we learned that you can do it using a kind of template yourself, but the best thing to do it is really to do it this way. So let's let's put that underneath like that. And I forgot another thing because I want to have, you can tell that is a, okay, so it's not like Photoshop where you can press enter and it connects. So you have to make sure that your point on your pen tool reaches the next anchor, okay? So again, it's not like Photoshop, let's delete it. So I have created the word wait in this kind of abstract graffiti way, okay? And the same process in what we've done with using a templated font, you can do it using your own font. So right now I've actually made my own font, and I can change them, stylize it, and you know, I can get paid for this. So you can do it as that. So it's just doing the same process. Select, I want pink to be the T, I want collect the fill, just start choosing colors. Again, you can be very creative with this. You might not need to have a color. You can have a gradient as well. And I'll just show you how to do that. Let's see, there. Okay. I hope everyone's with me. So we can go with the A, and let me just get instead of getting a color, let's go for a gradient. Let's double click on that gradient, not because we don't really, it could be black or white, but you can change the gradient as well. So let's go to here. So I'm going to move this so I can show you the gradient. So here is the gradient selection. I can choose if I want to have it have the red, or I can use the picker tool here, make it have that pink, and use the picker tool again, make it have that green. Here I can go back to pink. Okay, explore your ideas. And then here, I think with this gradient, I'll leave that okay. And then with the W, I can find it to have a gradient or make sure that it looks like this. Okay, so how simple do you think that was? That was actually way more simple than you using a template, but you have to be confident in using your pen tool. So once you get confident in using a pen tool, you can come up with logos and themes and color codes very quickly. So another thing to always consider when you're doing a logo, so you keep within your logo scheme of things, is to have your boxes of colors. So you go have rectangular tools. Yes, it's best to do that so people know what swatch to do. Is have your boxes of colors. So you select them out. Make sure they're evenly set. This is not the way you will do it. You probably copy and paste in color. Go to the picker tool and pick on the colors that are in your logo. When you're doing designs for companies, when you're doing designs for yourself, this is how it should be set out. I mean, you should have your colors and your color arrangement, and you go to look for these colors by double clicking on a color fill, and that will show the number of the color to use. So if this was sent again to a printers, you will know where to send it to.